Hey gang members, today we're talking housing market trends in Oregon for 2023. The whole year, not just March till December. Please pre-approve this video by hitting that like button and subscribe for more content about real estate in Westland, Lake Oswego, and Portland, Oregon, and beyond. Now let's get to it. According to a recent report by Redfin, Oregon's real estate market saw a decline in home prices in January 2023 compared to last year. Wow, big surprise, Redfin. Thank you so much. The number of homes sold also fell year over year, while the number of homes for sale was up. Let's dive into the data to see what this means for the state's housing market. In January 2023, home prices in Oregon were down 1.5% compared to last year, selling for a median price of $462,300. On average, the number of homes sold was down 44.4% year over year, with 2,310 homes sold in January of this year, down from 4,109 homes sold in January last year. Did I tell you this was going to be a little bit dense? So almost half. Was it you? Were you the one who missed the lowest interest rates and the best seller's market ever? It's okay. Median days on the market were 54 days, up 29 year over year. This could only mean one thing. The market is slowing down. And thank God. Gone are the days of insane sight unseen offers over asking from insane sight unseen buyers from half a day's drive down I-5 with money from who knows what, who could make 10 offers and then vanish without a trace from 9 of them. None of my clients, but I've heard stories.
I would like to make you an offer you cannot refuse.
The Redfin report highlights that the top 10 metros in Oregon with the fastest growing sale prices are Klamath Falls, Bethany, Corvallis, Woodburn, Aloha, which is just outside of Beaverton, like connected to it, Newburgh, Salem, Kaiser, Albany, and Dallas. Yes, Oregon has a Dallas. In January of 2023, there were 11,488 homes for sale across Oregon, up 19% year over year. The number of newly listed homes was 2,929, down 33%. Average supply is 3 months, up 2 year over year. And just a reminder from last week, Westland and Lake Oswego are plopped right down at 2.3 months, which jives with the slightly slower luxury market with higher demand I keep telling you about. So the Oregon market has been one of the hottest in recent years, if not ever, except maybe just post Portlandia premiere. Who knows whether that hurt or helped. But with home values steadily increasing, according to the Zillow Home Values Index, ZHVI, the average home value in Oregon is now $474,360, up by 0.8% over the past year. That's very interesting considering we're slower this year. Zillow's one-year market forecast for Oregon is positive, which means home values are expected to rise in the coming year, as they should. This is how I've been describing it to everybody. There aren't enough homes to go around. It'll be a long time before supply catches up with demand, even though Portland is trending in that direction thanks to recent political fun. Oregon in general is undervalued for the quality of life amenities, from lakes to deserts, glacial mountains, oceans, rainforests. Literally everything you can think of is on your doorstep. Plus no sales tax, which is extra relevant for boomtown industries like film, which has been pretty quiet lately for some of the politics and other such reasons, and some of the best food and drink in the world, except for when the schmandemic shut everything down. But anyway, places like Portland Bend, Jacksonville, Hood River, Klamath Falls, Cape Kiwanda, and more are diamonds in a very inexpensive rough compared against the national and international regions with comparable offerings. Coastal gemstone communities, for example, are going to be in the multiple millions, whereas in Manzanita, which is one of Oregon's gems, only $1 million for 1,000 square feet. Despite shenanigans of some vocal locals, Oregon remains home to top-performing school systems, vibrant faith communities, some of the most exciting tech sectors, and enough room and vacant office buildings to draw big and small businesses and innovators and people who prefer to live on the cutting edge. Many of our recent transplants, especially over the last couple of years, were Silicon Valley expats who discovered the oasis to the north and found the perfect place to land. Some of my most ambitious clients are those very people. Robust local financial institutions will be attractive to many of those same Silicon Valley folks as they look to rehome their families alongside their finances post SVB collapse and other kind of, alleged issues that might be happening. Oregon has some very robust financial institutions and people are coming here to take advantage of those things. For these reasons and more, the median list to sold price in Oregon was 0.989% as of January 31st, with 22, almost a full quarter of the homes in Oregon being sold over list price. That's not bad, sellers, a quarter of them. Again, tight inventory, seller's market, but 56% of homes sold for under list price. That's normal and usually indicates either poor counsel by listing agents, defects with the house that require a discount to overcome, or some degree of urgency or necessity driving the sale. As I tell all my clients, a house in A+ condition will sell for list or better as long as we're sane with our pricing and our marketing materials look fly, which mine always do. Median days to pending was 33 at the end of February. It took 33 days to get from list active to pending by the end of February of this year, which is a far cry from the 3 days average we saw last January. That said, a house in Lake Oswego sold for 48 hours a week and a half ago. So there's still action to be had. Again, if you have the A+ house with the A+ marketing. Zillow's Metropolitan Statistical Area, MSA, level forecast data for various regions in Oregon predicts the Portland MSA is expected to see a slight decrease in home values by 0.1% by the end of the month. This is Portland City, not Portland metropolitan area, and a further decrease of 0.6%, so minus 0.6% by the end of May. By the end of February 2024, home values in the Portland MSA are expected to decrease by 2%. The Salem MSA, on the other hand, is expected to see a slight increase in home values by 0.1% by March 31st, the end of the month, this month, with no change by May 31st, 23, and by February 29, 2024, home values are expected to increase by 0%, which is just a very small fraction or a positive trajectory, but no change. As a friendly reminder, Westland and Lake Oswego will likely hold pretty steady as two of the most valuable areas to invest in, and with the price point that's higher than surrounding communities, will be more stable and resilient to swings and shifts in the market. The result, of course, is that demand will continue unhindered by bad and weird national and local news. So what? What does it all mean? While some regions may experience slight decreases in home values, others are expected to see significant increases. Zillow's overall market forecast for Oregon is positive, which means home values are expected to rise in the coming year. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Oregon, it's important to keep these trends in mind and work with a trusted real estate broker, advisor, agent to navigate the market. If you're a renter already in a long-term lease, specifically in the Portland area, it might not be a bad idea to hold tight until those decreases start to take real effect. If you're planning to enter the market, just note that rent is rising along with the demand for good places to live, especially with the rises in mortgage rates, keeping many buyers from closing the deals. It's just too expensive now for a lot of people. It's a great time to be a landlord right now, with demand bolstering rental premiums every time a tenant cycles out. According to Zillow's data, some regions may see a decrease in home values while others are expected to see significant increases, which we talked about. Overall, the market forecast is positive and home values are predicted to rise in the coming year. So it's important to stay up to date with these trends and work with a trusted real estate advisor, agent, broker, whatever you want to call us, to navigate the market. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are rising interest rates going to cause the housing market in Oregon to crash? Right? That's what you were thinking. That's totally what you're thinking. Well, it's possible that higher interest rates could have a cooling effect. The strength of Oregon's economy is a significant factor to consider. For example, the Bureau of Labor Statistics says Oregon's unemployment rate was 4.8% in January, which is lower than the national average somehow, and job growth in industries like technology and healthcare. Cooling factors are scary in the absence of warming ones, and if anything in Oregon is warm right now, it's the real estate market. Supply and demand is another such significant factor. Despite rising interest rates, there's still a significant shortage of housing inventory in many parts of the state. This can stabilize home prices actually, even as interest rates rise. So if there's less supply, it tends to make prices hold, steady. It's also still noteworthy that while interest rates have gone up, they're still historically low compared to previous decades. So although some buyers might be priced out of the market, it sucks. It's a real thing. But here we are. There will still be many who can afford to buy homes. On the note of buyers being priced out though, real quick, and I will make another video about this hopefully soon. I will try. There are a bunch of programs to help buyers get into a home to stop paying their landlord's mortgages. From the national FHA first-time home buyer program to municipal down payment assistance programs, there are tons of options and grants out there. So don't think you can't until you've done your work to know for sure. And this is county to county, city to city, even state to state, and federally. There are options literally all over the place. USDA, we'll get to it later. Population growth, and specifically buyer population growth, is also a significant factor affecting the housing market in Oregon. The state has been seeing steady population growth in recency, which has driven up home prices in many areas. If you live in Oregon City, you know exactly what I'm talking about. According to the United States Census Bureau, Oregon's population grew by 9.3% between 2010 and 2020, making it the 9th fastest growing state in the country. Now, this is definitely not going to be the case in 21, 22, 23, and I can't wait to see how the temper tantrums have affected population inflow, because I guarantee you it's going to drop, and it's going to go the other way actually, because everyone moved to Boise and Austin. But it is a notable metric we'll revise in the next census in 2030. Millennials are the largest demographic of home buyers right now, and this year's class is larger than previous generations. Yeah. As we kids these days are snatching up houses like pogs, it's keeping a high bottom on the inventory pool. It's elevating the bottom of the pool, making it a more shallow pool. And prices are reflecting that fact, especially as millennial buyers are less DIY and more DKNY. But this growth has also created a shortage of affordable housing, particularly in urban areas, especially when it comes to cool and interesting houses. As a result, policymakers are working to increase funding for affordable housing programs and encourage the development of more housing units. I can't speak to whether or not there'll be cool housing units, but there will be more of them. Overall, it's important to pay attention to these population trends and the impact on the housing market in the coming years. While population growth will help sustain demand for housing, it may also lead to affordability challenges and put the squeeze on local governments to address these issues. So whether you're an investor or a home buyer, it's essential to keep these trends in mind and stay informed about the Oregon housing market. The housing market in Oregon is expected to continue to grow, as I keep saying. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home or any kind of real estate property, bare land, investment property, you get the idea. It's difficult to predict with any kind of certainty whether the Oregon market will crash or not in response to rising interest rates. The likelihood of any kind of crash is slim thanks to everything we just covered. Desirability, demand, and relative affordability chief among them, especially on a national level. If you're looking in places like LA, Seattle, New York, even Austin now is more expensive than Portland. You're gonna start running into affordability issues really quickly. Those are some of the most desirable and prominent, prolific markets Oregonian residents tend to relocate to. So anyway, thanks for watching. I told you it was gonna be a mouthful. It's there's a lot of numbers to crunch here. So I really appreciate you hanging in there. Don't forget to close the deal on those like and subscribe buttons. And if you found this video useful, informative, hilarious, or deeply upsetting, please leave a comment below. I love to talk to y'all, and I really want to get to know some of the people who are here so I can help make more relevant content for you. I'm Adam with Adam Davis Real Estate, helping you live your lifestyle by design in Oregon, Westland, Lake Oswego, Bend, Nehalem, Manzanita, and beyond. Peace out, bean sprouts.